Good afternoon, my name is Dustin Dillow, and this is my final project. I interviewed someone in the restaurant industry that I consider a colleague, a friend, and in some aspects, a mentor. I've been in the industry for over 10 years, and I've worked with many different kinds of general managers. And I found it fitting to interview my general manager at my place of employment, the Whiskey Bar and Grill. John Mendez is the general manager and currently oversees all operations at both the Whiskey Bar and Grill and the company's other Chicago property, Whiskey Sky. Being the executive chef at the Whiskey Bar and Grill, I work hand in hand with John, developing new and exciting ways to promote business within our restaurant. General managers usually are responsible for the daily operation of the restaurant and other establishments that prepare and serve meals and beverages to customers. Besides coordinating activities among various departments such as the kitchen, the dining room, the general manager also ensures that customers are satisfied with their dining experience. John Mendez, through our working relationship as well as the information I learned from this interview, also oversees the inventory and ordering of liquor, equipment, and supplies. And he also arranges for the routine maintenance and upkeep of the restaurant's equipment and facilities. We coordinate together to do promotions and specials to drive in new business. Not only does he oversee the daily operations of the restaurant, he's also responsible for all the administrative and human resource functions of the business, including recruiting new employees and monitoring employee performance and training, including myself. Now, and part of the questions that I asked in the interview was about retaining good employees. So retaining good employees definitely is a major challenge faced by general managers. In our interview, John touched on the subject of finding quality people for the job. The question I asked him was, what would you say is the level of difficulty finding people for your establishment? His answer was, I don't think the level of difficulty is finding people. It is finding quality people who want to work for you. Motivation is the key to success. John oversees the training of new employees and explains the establishment's policies and practices. He schedules employees' work hours, making sure that enough workers are present to cover each shift. If employees are unable to work, he places emphasis on them being accountable for finding their own replacements. We currently use a program called Schedule Fly, and it's all the schedules are placed online and are emailed or text messaged to every employee. And if an employee cannot fulfill their shift, it is their job to go on to the Schedule Fly program and then put the shift up for other people to see that that shift needs to be covered. If that shift isn't covered, it's still their responsibility to come in and fulfill the requirements of being there on time. In addition to his regular duties, John's other main job is to perform a variety of administrative assignments, such as keeping employee work records, preparing the payroll, and completing paperwork to comply with licensing, tax, wage, and hour, unemployment compensation, and Social Security laws, as well as our corporate company's standards. He has a management staff of 3 other managers and myself, the executive chef. He delegates some of his work, some of the administrative work to the other managers, but retains responsibility for the accuracy of all the business records. Although I work with John daily, this interview truly opened my eyes to how much the responsibilities general managers have on their plates, and how having a good core group of employees and managers is essential to a successful operation. Now, one of the questions when it came to employees that I asked is, how do you go about recruiting potential employees? His answer was, there are many different ways of recruiting. In the past, as now, it is best by word of mouth through current employees. I have also posted ads on Craigslist as well as Facebook. Word of mouth works well because you can gauge a person by their contacts and relationships and can usually tell if they can be a good fit for our restaurant. I found this to be very interesting, considering the fact that a lot of general managers would say that would not be the best way to go about finding new and potential employees is by asking other employees, hey, if you have a friend, let them know. But I think with John's management style, it works because he has such a good core group of employees that he trusts every single one of them to bring in somebody that they would think would be a good fit for the restaurant. When it comes to training employees, I asked him, do you have a specific training manual or regimen for new employees? And he explained to me, he's like, yes, all new hires are given an employee handbook and must read and sign that they understand what is expected of them in the manual. It is also a good source of information for them if they have questions regarding time off requests, grooming standards or uniforms, and how pay is distributed. It also has a bunch of different information that is pertinent to the job. One of the best things that I learned from this interview is, there's conflict in every kind of restaurant, no matter where you're at. And one of the questions I asked was, if a conflict arises within your establishment, how do you handle it? And he handled it very well by saying, depending on each situation, each one is handled differently. We generally tend to use sit-down method and try to talk to individuals one-on-one. When problems might escalate, we will have to document everything that happens for legal reasons and deal with each situation accordingly. I think this is something that gets put to the wayside by many places or many different managers, that you have to, no matter how big or how small any kind of situation or conflict is, you have to document everything. Because in this day and age, you never know what might happen. And I think the fact that he emphasized that he sits down, talks to the people one-on-one, trying to come to them as a friend, asking them what the problem is, how he can help resolve the problem. But in the same sense, he's still taking precautions and documenting everything. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Have a good day.